Hello friends, I welcome you all on my YouTube channel Rasayan Setu. So friends, in today's video, we are going to discuss previous year questions of coordination chemistry which was asked in GATE 2016 exam. Okay, so let's start. Now see, this is your first question and it says in the first row high spin transition metal complexes, and this complex is given with D5 and D7 metal ions. The DD transitions are, and we have four options. Okay, so friends, here the complex given is MH2 whole 6Cl2, in which M are D5 and D7 metal ion, and on the basis of this condition you must find that the transition in these metal ions are spin forbidden, spin allowed, spin forbidden or allowed, or all transitions are forbidden. Okay, out of these four options, understand? So let's do the solution of this question, friends. Now we have a complex that is MH2O whole 6Cl2. Now in first case we have a D5 metal ion, that means we have a metal ion with D5 electronic configuration. Now when we talk about the absorption spectrum or charge transfer spectrum of the coordination compounds, we know very well that in a D5 condition, in the D5 electronic configuration, we have two terms. Okay, for D5 electronic configuration we have two terms, that is 6s and 4g. These two terms will be for your D5 electronic configuration, and S term will be singly degenerate. S will be singly degenerate. That is A1G. Okay. This is a S term. This is a degeneracy of S term. And the G term will be degenerate in four terms. That is A1G plus EG plus T1G plus T2G. Okay. Now on the basis of this degeneracy, we have a splitting pattern for this D5 electronic configuration. What is a splitting pattern? C. This is a 6 singly degenerate term, that is A1G. 6A1G, okay. And the 4G terms in split into 4 states. This will be 4A1G. This will be 4EG. This will be 4T1G. And this will be 4T2G. Okay. Now in this condition, we have total of 4 possible transition occurs. 4 possibility of electronic transition. That is first transition from 6A1G to 4T2G. The second one is 6A1G to 4T1G. The third one is from 6A1G to 4EG. And the last one is 6A1G to 4A1G. The possibility of these 4 transitions. Okay. Now this is the case of D5 metal ion. The another condition is D7 metal ion. And in D7 metal ion we have also two terms, that is 4F and 4P. 4F and 4P. Now here P is also a singly degenerate term. Singly degenerate. That is T1G. And F term will split into 3 terms, T1G plus T2G plus A2G. Okay. Now on the basis of this degeneracy, we also observe a splitting pattern of D7 electronic configuration. Now this is the splitting pattern of D7 electronic configuration, that is this 4P singly degenerate and this 4f will be triply degenerate. Okay, this is the 4a2g, 4t2g, and 4t1g, and this one is 4t1g. Now here we observe three possibility of transition, that is first from 4t1g to 4t2g. Next one is 4t1g to 4t1g, and the last one is from 4t1g to 4a2g. Okay, so friends, in first condition we observe a 4 possibility of transition, and in second condition, that is D7 condition, we observe a possibility of 3 electronic transition. Okay, now we must find that these electronic transitions are what type, that is spin forbidden or spin allowed. Okay, now what is the selection rule for electronic transition? We know very well that in coordination chemistry, when we talk about the charge transfer spectrum, we have two selection rule. Okay, the first selection rule is Laporte selection rule. Laporte selection rule says that same symmetry transitions are not allowed. The first will say that same symmetry transitions are not allowed. That means the transition from G-rate to G-rate are not allowed, or transition from un-G-rate to un-G-rate are not allowed. The transition from G-rate to un-G-rate or un-G-rate to G-rate are allowed transition. This is the Laporte selection rule. Okay, and the second selection rule will be spin or multiplicity selection rule, which says that the same multiplicity state transitions are allowed transition. The second one says that same multiplicity transitions are allowed transitions. That means delta S will become 0. So in allowed transition, the spin multiplicity cannot be changed. Okay. So on the basis of the Laporte selection rule, you clearly say that when we talk about a transition which initiates from a 1d orbital to another d orbital, they all are forbidden transition. Okay, so all dd transitions are forbidden transition on the basis of this Laporte selection rule. All the dd transitions are forbidden according to this Laporte selection rule. All dd transitions are not allowed, and in the both cases we clearly say that the both transitions are dd transitions. So these are Laporte forbidden transitions. Okay, but in question they ask about spin forbidden or spin allowed. Okay, and this will be given by your second selection rule, which says that same multiplicity transitions are allowed transitions. Okay, so uh, uh, in your D5 condition, you say that the multiplicity of this term will be 6 and these terms will be 4. So there will be change in the spin multiplicity of your states. Okay, so that means all 4 transitions are also spin forbidden transitions. They are Laporte forbidden transition as well as spin forbidden transition. Why? You see that here spin multiplicity will be 6 and here all the spin multiplicity will be 4. And according to your second rule, the same multiplicity transition are allowed transition, but here multiplicity will be changed. Okay, so that means these transition are also spin forbidden transitions. So for D5 metal ion, these transition are spin forbidden. Okay, and for D7 metal ion, you see that these the spin multiplicity could not be changed. Here this multiplicity is 4 and here also we say that spin multiplicity will be 4. That means in D7 metal ion, these transitions are Laporte forbidden but spin allowed transition. Okay, so for D5 they are spin forbidden transition, and for D7 they are spin allowed transition. I hope you understand, friends. Okay, so D5 are spin forbidden and D7 are spin allowed, and this is your option number C. Option C is the correct answer for this question. Understand, friends? Okay. uh, you remember these you must be remember these two selection rule. Okay, and on the basis of this we conclude that D5 are spin forbidden and D7 are spin allowed. Okay, I hope you understand it, and let's move towards our next question. See, it says, according to Irving Williams series, the number of d electrons for the first row transition metal M ion having the highest overall stability constant log beta for this complex is. So this is a NAT type question, friends. Okay, and you must find that the number of electron present in the complex which have highest overall stability constant on the basis of Irving Williamson series. Okay, so let's do the solution of this question, friends. So first of all, you must have the ideas. You must know the Irving Williams series. What is a Irving Williams series? So friends, the Irving Williams series refers to the relative stabilities of complexes formed by transition metals. What is a Irving Williams series? See, the Irving Williams series refers to the relative stabilities of complexes formed by transition metals. Formed by transition metals. Okay. So the stability of complexes formed by divalent first row transition metal ion generally increase across the period. Okay. The stability of complex increase across the period up to copper. Remember, on the basis of Irving Williams series, the stability of complexes formed by divalent first row. First row transition metal ions. So this remember the one thing, that this Irving Williams series is only for the first row transition metal ions, and especially divalent transition metal ions. Okay, so generally this increase across the period to a maximum stability of copper. Okay, the series is manganese is less stable than ferrum, yani means iron. Then this will be least stable than copper. Then this will be least stable than nickel. Then this will be least stable than copper, and copper is greater stable than zinc. Okay, this is the Irving Williams series for first row transition metal atom, divalent transition metal atom. So that means on the basis of this Irving Williams series, you clearly indicate that the divalent the coordinating complex of this copper uh, metal atom will be highest stable out of these all metal atoms. Okay, so the complex of this copper metal will be highest in stability, and in this question they will talk about highest log beta, that means stability. So that means in this question they will talk about your copper second complex. Here M is nothing but your copper second complex. Okay, The highest log beta means highest stability, and on the basis of Irving-Williams series, we clearly say that copper second complex will be highest in stability. So in this question, it will talk about copper second complex, and we know very well that in +2 condition, in +2 oxidation state, copper has 9 electrons in its valence shell. Okay, copper 2 has 9 electrons in its valence shell. So the answer, and they'll ask about the number of electrons in this complex. So the answer should be 9. Because it is a NAT type question, you can fill the value. So the value of the number of electron in the metal atom of the complex is 9 electrons, that is 9. So 9 is the answer of this question. Okay friends, I hope you understand it. Now let's move towards our next question, and see, it says the magnitude of the difference in the CFSE in del O, ignoring pairing energy of these complexes, is. So friends, we have a crystal field stabilization energies of these complexes, these two complexes, and you must find the difference between the CFSEs of these two complexes. Okay, this is again a NAT type question friends. Okay, so let's do the solution of this question. Now first of all, you must find separately the CFSEs of these complexes. Okay, so first we must find the CFSE of Fe H2O whole 6 2 plus H2O whole 6 2 plus. Okay, it means in this complex the iron is in +2 oxidation state. Iron is in +2 oxidation state, and iron +2 oxidation state means its electronic configuration will be 3d6 4s0. Okay, and we consider H2 as a weak field ligand, so it will form a D6 high spin complex. It is a D6 high spin complex. So the electronic configuration of this 3d6 system will be in this type. It means in the in its electronic configuration, 4 electrons are unpaired and 1 electron pair present. Now what is the formula of CFSE for octahedral complexes? The formula of CFSE for octahedral complexes is minus 0.4 small p plus 0.6 small q del O plus m into p. Okay, now here p is number of electrons in T2g orbitals, q is number of electrons in EG orbitals. Okay, p is pairing energy, which will be ignored in this question. According to your given condition, pairing energy will be ignored, and m is number of electron pairs. Now on the basis of this D6 electronic configuration, we clearly say that in this complex we have a electronic configuration is T2G4 Eg2. This is the electronic configuration for this 3d6 high spin complex T2G4 Eg2. It means the P, that is number of electrons in T2G orbital, is 4, Q number of electrons in EG orbital is 2, P is pairing energy, M number of electron pair, that is 1. So CFSE for this complex is minus 0.4 multiplied by 4 plus 0.6 multiplied by 2 plus m is 1 p. So this will be minus 1.6 plus 1.2 del O plus 1p. Okay, so this will be equals to minus 0.4 del O plus p. This can be written as CFS of this complex is 0.4 delta O minus P. 0.4 del O minus P. Okay. Now, on the basis of this formula, we can also find the CFSE of the next complex, that is FeCN6 4 minus. It means here iron also present in +2 oxidation state and its electron configuration will be 3d6. But this time we have a strong field ligand. That means it will be a d6 low spin complex. D6 low spin complex. And in case of low spin complex, we know very well that pairing occurs. The pairing of electron occurs. So these 6 electrons are present in 3 pairs. Okay. So now CFSE of these complex will be, now the electronic configuration of this will be T2G6 Eg0. All 6 electrons present on T2G orbital. So the electron present in T2G orbital are 6 and electron present in Eg orbital are 0. So the CFSE is minus 0.4 multiplied by number of T2G electron, that is 6, plus 0.6 multiplied by number of Eg electron, that is 0, delta O, plus M, that is number of pairs, that is 3p. Okay. So CFSE will be minus 2.4 delta O plus 3p, or it will be written in the form of 2.4 delta O minus 3p. Okay. So CFSE of first complex will be 0.4 delta O minus p, and CFSE of second complex will be 2.4 delta O minus 3p. Okay. Now we must calculate the difference between in the CFSEs of these complex. And in question it clearly said that you ignore the pairing energy. So we will ignore these terms. Okay. So we only calculate on the basis of the value of delta O in the terms of delta O. So difference between CFSE of these complexes will be 2.4 minus 0.4, which is equals to 2 delta. You must put the value, that is 2. So the value of the difference between the CFSE of these complexes is 2. Understand? Okay. See once again the whole solution of this question. Okay. We can apply this formula. When we know this formula, you can easily solve the solution. Okay. You can easily solve this question. And this is the whole solution of this question. The difference is 2. So you can put the value, that is 2. Understand? Okay. So let's move towards our next question. And see, it says in the electronic spectrum of this complex CrF6 3 minus, absorption bands observed as 670, 440 and 290 nanometer are respectively due to transitions. Okay. And we have 4 options. Okay. You must find that the given wavelength is related with this transition. Okay. That is 670, 440 and 290 nanometers. Okay. Out of this 4 option. So let's do the solution of this question, friends. Okay. So we have a complex, that is CrF6 3 minus. It means the electronic configuration of the central metal atom of this complex is Cr3 plus. That means chromium is in +3 oxidation state, and chromium +3 means it is a D3 system, 3D3 system. And we know very well that in charge transfer spectrum, in a charge transfer spectrum of coordination compounds, The D3 system have two terms. D3 system have two terms. First will be 4p, which is singly degenerate in 4T1G, and the second term is 4f, which will split into another another three terms, that is 4T1G plus 4T2G plus 4A2G. Okay, the D3 has two terms, 4p and 4f. 4p is a singly degenerate, and 4f will split into three states, that is 4T1G, 4T2G and 4A2G. Now what is the splitting pattern on the basis of this degeneracy? The splitting pattern of 3D3 system is in this type. See, this 4p will be singly degenerate, okay, and this 4f present in three, split into three states. This will be 4T1G, this will be 4T1G, 4T2G and 4A2G. Okay, this is a splitting pattern of this 3D3 electronic configuration. Now here we have a three possibility of transition. The first transition is from 4A2G to 4T2G, the second one is from 4A2G to 4T1G, and the third one is from 4A2G to 4T1G. Three possibility of transition: 4A2G to 4T2G. Okay, second one is from 4A2G to 4T1G, and the third one is from 4A2G to 4T1G. Okay, now friends, these are the four possible. Now you must find that what transition is related with what wavelength. Okay, so this the highest energy transition out of these three transition are this one, from 4A2G to from 4T1GP. This T1G is related to this P term, and this T1G is related to this F term. Remember, this T1G is related to F term and this T1G is related to, and this transition is the highest energy transition. It means it is related with shortest wavelength. You know very well that the relationship between the wavelength and the energy, okay, they are inversely related. Okay, so E is equals to Sc by lambda. According to this relation, we know that the energy and lambda wavelength are inversely related. So the transition which have highest energy are have shortest wavelength. Okay, so this will be highest in energy, so this will be shortest wavelength, that is 290 nanometer. This will be related to 290 nanometer, and this transition will be lowest in energy, so it will be highest wavelength. Okay, so this will be related to your 670 nanometer, and this one is related to your 440 nanometer. This is the highest energy transition to so it will related to your shortest wavelength, and this will be your lowest energy transition, so it will related to your highest wavelength. So 4A2G to 4T2G related to 670 nanometer. Okay, 4A2G to 4T1G F related to 440, and 4A2G to 4T1G P related to 290 nanometer, and this will be your option number D. See in the corner, friends, your option number D is the correct answer for this question. Understand? See once again. You must know the splitting pattern of different electronic system, of different electronic configuration system. Okay, now you can easily solve this type of question. Okay, सो फ्रेंड्स, ये था आपके कुछ क्वेश्चन जो गेट 2016 में कोऑर्डिनेशन केमिस्ट्री टॉपिक से पूछे गए थे. आई होप आपको समझ आए होंगे. फिर भी किसी भी तरह की डिफ़िकल्टी आती है तो प्लीज़ कमेंट सेक्शन में आके ज़रूर पूछिए। सो थैंक यू फ्रेंड्स, थैंक यू फॉर वॉचिंग।